What's up, everyone? I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our final and farewell ride to the absolutely gorgeous 2020 Ducati Supersport S with the Tour Pack. And I have to say, I've just absolutely fallen in love with this bike. You know, let's just get on this thing and let's talk about what has gone on with this thing in the few weeks that we've had it, but just give you guys a quick little view of this. Just absolutely beautiful bike. So let's get on and out towards Barry S on these beautiful roads, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the 2020 Supersport S. All right, guys, so here we are, and it's unfortunate that we have to say goodbye to this bike because I have absolutely fallen in love with this thing, guys, and we're gonna get up ahead of us. There's some beautiful roads, but let's get this thing fired up for one last time. Now there's a policeman right behind me. Highway Patrol has been sitting there, and he left and did a little circle around that little parking lot and then decided to pull back to where he was. So hopefully he stays there, because the ride out here was a comfortable, brisk ride, and I hope to be able to bring you guys along on how well I've come along with this bike and how much I love this bike. So we'll get off on a smooth start, and let's talk about this 110 horsepower, 69 pound-feet of torque little bike here. Not a little bike, but comparatively, we've been on the Monster 1200S, and we've got liter bikes all in the family, so over 900 cc's. So it's not a little bike, but horsepower wise, it's 110 horsepower. 469 pounds, and it sure doesn't feel like it. It feels nice and balanced. Now, this particular Ducati, first of all, a huge shout out and thank you to Ducati North America for giving us this and the 1200 Monster S for some long-term reviews for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos. We'll link above the playlist, so if you guys are interested in some more videos, we've got a few videos on the Supersport, so make sure you stay tuned. If there's something that I didn't cover in this, or you want to look at what it would be like on your first impression of getting on one of these, I got the pleasure of riding up Highway 1 up in Stinson Beach, and if you just watch the scenery, you're going to be in for a great ride. So the bike, this bike actually was allocated to Bogna to ride, and I was allocated the 1200S to ride, and after we flipped and switched to this, I fell in love with this, and she fell in love with the Monster. So it's been quite interesting to have this thing for the few weeks that we had. We've clocked 500 plus miles on this thing, so we've gotten a few good miles, and it's come around. Now, this is the S model, so we've got the Öhlins suspension, and I have to say, I absolutely love the Öhlins suspension on this bike. Far superior. Now, it might be an adjustment-wise, but I feel so much more comfortable on this bike, as you're going to see here in a few moments when I pick up the pace a little bit. I feel very comfortable on these Öhlins suspension. Brembo brakes, Ducati quick shifter. I mentioned in the first video I couldn't find the heated hand grips. They are in the menu, so the heated hand grips are here. Throttle by wire. It's just an amazing bike, and so let's kick this up a little bit. Let's give you guys a little bit of a ride, because I have been having a blast on this thing. Now, my rider profile, I'm 6'2", 230 pounds, and so not a little guy. But what's been nice about this is, you know, I originally said in the first video that this is a really good bike for somebody coming off like a 300 to get into this thing. I kind of take that back now, because I actually have had more fun on this thing than I have on the Monster with all of that horsepower. This has been a very, very nice bike. Some of the things that, let's talk about the things that I don't like about it. I don't like the vibration up in the 8,000 RPMs. The vibration really, really sucks. The mirrors, although they moved them up forward because of the sport bike design, at higher speeds, and right now I can't see anything behind me because of the vibration. I'm really upset. Well, I'm not upset. I'm bummed that Ducati hasn't updated this display. I really have come to like the display on the 1200 Monster. I really wish that Ducati would have put the display on this thing. So hopefully it's coming. I'm assuming it's coming. I can't imagine that it's not going to be here soon, but this display has to go. What's nice about the Tour Pack, obviously we have the bags, the heated hand grips, the higher touring tinted windshield, which is adjustable, so you can push it down. It's actually all the way up. I would have liked this to be a little bit more of a double bubble if we're calling it a Tourer, but it's adequate. But I wish that it was up a little bit higher, or had a little flair to it. So let's get back into these twisties. And so, you know, why I get back to the horsepower and why I don't mind this thing having 110 horsepower with the Ducati traction control and wheelie control. This bike has just felt so nice and planted, and I feel at home. I come from sport bikes. That's where I originally kind of started riding, was in sport bikes, so the naked bikes are kind of new to me. But these bars being up so high, it makes it's like a best of all the worlds. I don't know why I've never really put risers on any of my sport bikes in the past. It's so comfortable. And I think on Ducati's website, it says like something about comfort and style. Man, it's got both of those things. It's very comfortable. The seat's very nice. I think we clocked 200 and something miles on this the day that we went over to Stinson Beach. We put a few miles on it, and it was a good, comfortable ride. And then and we've done a 2-up ride on this, and I didn't mind it. I didn't mind riding Bogna 2-up. So if you guys are in the family, if you've got, you know, your wife or significant other that likes to ride with you, I think she will like this. It's definitely a sport bike, but it's gonna be definitely a more comfortable sport bike than something like, you know, getting into like a Suzuki or an R6 where she's really uncomfortable back there. Bogna was really comfortable on the back of this thing. So if you've got a 2-up, I think it's a thumbs up for the 2-up. So, but the power, you know, it's really nice because you just roll that throttle on and it's just got such nice lineal power. The handling is just superb. We have not adjusted this suspension. I did want to get Dave Moss to put his hands on this thing before we really got into it, but out of the box, man, I'll take it this way. It's been a really, really nice, comfortable suspension. It's good all around. You know, if you've got some bumpy roads, it works. Out here, clearly it's working. Tires look good. The wear is nice into the edge. It's, you know, kind of very, very nice. So I don't know. There's not many bad things I can say about this thing. It is a narrow bike, so and I'm stretching to find stuff that I don't like about this thing, but it is a narrow bike. So although my knees kind of sit in the nice little area, and they actually sit very well, they're pretty much all the way outside of the bike. But the inside of the knees are covered by the fairings, so my knees don't blow out like naked bikes typically do. So it's comfortable. But this is just it. It's been a beaut. We get about 150 plus miles per tank. So it's got a fuel gauge, so that's nice. And What else? Oh, the Ducati quick shifter. I really like the quick shifter on this bike. It's not quite as buttery, call it buttery, as the Street Fighter, but I think it's better than the Monster. It definitely is nice and smooth, and the wide open throttle pulls, you know, where you're just really getting on it. It works really, really well, and no false neutrals, no, you know, it's not clunky. It goes right into gears. It's just so nice. Now the brakes, digging the brakes, dual Brembo brakes up front, and then of course in the rear. Now we've got a cable clutch, and I'm not sure why we're talking about clutches anymore, because we've got the quick shifter, so it's not like we use the clutch anymore. But I'm not sure why Ducati's done a couple things on this bike and why it's continued. It seems like they've definitely moved to the hydraulic clutches, so I wonder why we're not hydraulic on this bike, but it is cable clutched. So it's got a little play in the clutch lever, which is probably adjustable, but it's Ducati's bike. So, and then the riding modes, we've got 3 different riding modes, pretty simple and easy to get into. Just push it once. We've got a nice touring mode, we've got an urban mode, and the sport mode. Let's go into touring, push and hold. It's going to tell me to close the throttle, so obviously the throttle is already closed. So now we're kind of in a touring mode. So it gives you a little better, more traction control, a little bit more ABS. The throttle's a little bit smoother. It's not quite as choppy. Complain about the throttle. The only complaint, and it really doesn't actually associate with the throttle's perfect, but the fact that this doesn't have cruise control. I would have really enjoyed cruise control on this thing, and so I wish that well, most of the time when we get into throttle by wires, it's real simple to kind of just put that, integrate that in, and a lot of BMWs are now coming with it. Almost all BMWs come with it as, at least as an option, and this as a fully loaded touring pack with the heated hand grips. Cruise control is not available, so I wish that was available. But outside that, man, this has just been, and you know, backing up, this bike was allocated to Bogna for her use, and I've actually been on the bike more than she has. So we're gonna get a quick little stop up here and say goodbye to you guys, because I was just rambling and I missed the dam where I was gonna stop and say goodbye to you guys. But I've just enjoyed this thing. I've enjoyed it so much. So if you guys are looking for a Supersport, the bags have been super useful. They're stylish, they look good. It's probably the best looking sport bike with bags on the market, hands down. I would, if I got this bike, I would take the Tourer pack, only because of the bags and windscreen. I'll probably change that, but outside that, man, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Ducati North America, thank you so much for giving us these things. We're here at the base. Well, the base of the dam is over here, but the 2020 Supersport S by Ducati. I love it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, leave us a comment down below. What have I missed on this thing? If there's anything that you guys have any questions on, we're very active in the comment section, so make sure you leave us a comment down below. If you guys are interested in this, head over to Ducati.com and build your Supersport S, because there's quite a bit of options and configurations for this bike. So check it out, and we'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.